Why, hello there. Happy Thursday. And this is my recap of Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model on Netflix. I figured, let some time go by. I figure a lot of y'all have seen this documentary by now. And yeah, I would love to hear y'all's opinions on it because I have a lot. So yeah, this is basically an expose, yet another one on America's Next Top Model. And as we know, a lot of people, particularly Gen Z, like I guess during the pandemic or whatever, they binge watch Top Model, and it's just been all this discourse on it. And the horrible things, like when you look back at it, because looking at things that was in 2000 like 3 and 4 through a 2026 lens, I can understand, like that was just the time, but you still have to acknowledge that wrong is wrong even during that time. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over some parts of the documentary that stood out to me. Also, if I missed something, y'all let me know. I just have in my notes the things that stood out. I'm gonna try to go in the order of the documentary. If you're interested in watching it, it's on Netflix. It's 3 episodes. It's 1 hour per episode. Uh, I watched all of it. I believe this was Monday. I watched all of it. It was good. It was really good. Uh oh yes, a lot of it was. So yeah, like a lot of it definitely made my mouth drop seeing some of the things. What made this particular documentary must see was Tyra's involvement in it, like her being interviewed. I was really shocked by that. Like I was trying to think like, is she like executive producing this or whatever? Like, can someone let me know that? Like, does she have a hand in any of this? Also, we have both of the J's, Mr. J and Miss J. We have Nigel there too. So I was just like, wow, like this is gonna be legit. And of course, we have like some of the past girls, some winners, some finalists. And what else? It was something else that I know there's another documentary coming out because look, it was a pop culture phenomenon, and a lot of people have things to say on it, and a lot of people still have trauma from that experience. Like this was the beginning stage of reality TV, and back then, it was just as dark as the actual modeling world. So when you put both of those combined, I can only imagine. But yeah, there's another one coming up on Hulu or something, or y'all can correct me in the chat, but I know Janice Dickinson is more so involved with that one and some of the other girls. She didn't executive produce. She just said yes to the involvement. Okay. And I also heard that they paid like the past judges to be on here. I'm sure they paid Tyra, but I heard they did not pay the models. Very interesting. Tyra seemed deranged and almost disassociative to how her part affected everyone. I don't know about that. Like Naomi, I think we knew what we got when it came to Naomi. With Tyra, it was more so a mask with her. Yes, Ken Mock. Thank you for reminding me. Ken Mock is in this too. Like he is the creator as well. Oh, I forgot to look something up, y'all. Let me see. Oh, okay. All right. I just want to make sure I had the name right. So, okay. So, yeah, that's what basically made it a must see. Now, here's my experience with Top Model. I used to love that show. Um, Geez, was this even like I would catch every single episode when it came out. This is before DVR, I believe. I got in on cycle 2. I didn't get in on cycle 1, but I knew I went back and watched cycle 1 when I was like maybe 4 or 5 seasons in because Adrian was the first winner. But I remember some standouts in the first season. Of course, it was Ebony. Robin, she was really biblical. I remember not liking her. And then the other one, Shannon. They were the two Bible Belt girls. Yeah, it was everyone's guilty pleasure. And oh, you meant guilty. Yes, we will get to that. I thought you put guilty pleasure, but yeah. Um, Naomi is in the Epstein files. Oof. I heard about that. Anywho, yes, I watched cycles like 1 through 10. I gave up on it after Whitney won. Like it just started to be like same old or whatever. I'm trying to think. When was the what was the girl who looked like Rihanna one? Selena or something? Y'all know what I'm talking about? She had that bob they gave her. I was so mad, y'all. I think, what season was that? Was that season 11 or season 9? Help me out. Oh, I mean, Jade was an icon. I mean, I really wish they would have got her on there. Oh, she won season 9. Okay. So then, yeah, season 10 is the last season that I saw when Whitney won. But yeah, that mushroom bob, like the Beatles bob that they gave, I forgot that young girl's name. But I was so mad they did that to that girl. Anyway, so the documentary, it starts off with Tyra's Tiffany rant. Like it's like iconic. It's the most iconic moment. Celicia, thank you so much. Thank you, her. But yes, that Tiffany moment, learn something from this. Oh my God. Like the most quotable. Like I just remember, like, I wish I could do like a little lip sync. I should have did that for this. But yeah, it was let me see. Do you know we were all rooting for you? How dare you? Learn something from this. They did a whole like a montage of it in the beginning of it. So it just starts with that. And yeah, like we go into the brief history of Tyra Banks' career and how like afterwards she wanted to do this television show, like the reality show. She pitched it along with Ken Mock. They went to all the major networks. They were told no. And then UPN picked it up. And I mean, if you were in a Black household, I mean, UPN was just like par for the course. I feel like, yeah, UPN picked it up, and then that's when it like really took off. Now, one thing people were saying after I watched the documentary is that Kenya Barris of Blackish, he is actually a co-creator, and he was not brought on for this. I had no idea. If somebody wants to correct me in the comments, but I think maybe he was maybe like a silent partner or something. But yes, very surprising. The guy behind Blackish was a co-creator along with Tyra, but not mentioned at all. Tiffany been on her ass and neck ever since, rightfully so. We will get to that. UPN, and then UPN kind of turned into the WB, right? So yeah, so then we're introduced to the Jays and Nigel Barker. Miss J has known Tyra Banks since she was a teenager. Like he was like a walking coach. Jay Manuel, like he was, you know, that makeup artist. He did Maya's makeup for a while. He did Tyra's makeup. He was brought on in like a creative director role. And then Nigel Barker, he was brought on around, I think, cycle 2 or 3. I think cycle 2, but he was like the straight eye candy because I guess having 2 gays on there, it wasn't enough. Now, they did talk about Janice Dickinson and her evil ass. She definitely has blood on her hands too. I remember her being so fucking mean, and anything that she said back then, like if someone said that now, they would ultimately be canceled. I really did not like Janice. And for her to say she has so much, you know, against Tyra, I think that was just egos between the both of them. Like she is just as guilty as everyone else. That's what I thought. Um, so yeah, they talk about how successful the show became. Definitely a cultural phenomenon. It was just nothing like it. Like I was just waiting for the pictures. And let's not forget, y'all, if you are a fan of Drag Race, there would be no Drag Race without America's Next Top Model, because they basically like mirrored Top Model for everything. I'm pretty sure that's why Tyra's never been a guest judge on Drag Race. Drag Race is still going strong though, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before we get a Drag Race reality check documentary, because I heard, back in the day they did those girls dirty too, but now it's better because the gays talk, child. Let me see. I can't believe Miss J is almost my mama age. How old is Miss J? Because I feel like she was 30 when the show came out. Like this was 20 years ago. So I would imagine she's like 55, maybe 57. That's my guess. If somebody wants to Google Miss J's age right quick. And we can hear from Tyra again about Drag Race. I would love to know her thoughts on that, because they basically copied the show. And RuPaul is now like, Drag Race is a cultural phenomenon. You People's Network, indeed. Indeed. What? 67? Wow. All right. Look, black don't crack. Black don't crack. And look, I love Miss J on Top Model. I thought Miss J was, I want to say, the heart of the show. Mr. J, I liked him. I enjoyed him, but he would be nasty to those girls too. I will also get into that a little bit later in the video. But he was sassy. He was real sassy. Like when you pissed him off. So yeah, like I get like more so. It was interesting seeing Mr. J throughout this documentary, kind of painting himself as a victim when there were real victims like in the contestants. So yeah. So yeah, we start out, going from season to season at first. They start off with cycle 1. And then we get Tyra's reactions to the ladies, the contestants' experiences. So first they start out with Ebony, who looks great. I gotta say, all the black contestants, they look amazing to this day. Ebony, she said her experience, I had no idea that she was like one of the first like out black lesbians on television. Like that was definitely a risk. They definitely tried to paint her as the angry black woman, and she told us her interaction with Tyra, it was a one-on-one, and Tyra took her to the side and was like, some of the judges, they're saying you're ashy. Whew. And then we cut to a scene of the girls, because they really had her lotioning herself up, like from top to bottom, and the girls were sitting there telling her, well, can you just make sure you wipe your hands, because you're leaving residue on the doorknobs, like, can you wear gloves? It was so humiliating seeing her in that position. And then we get to Shandy, who looks like she had the worst story of them all. It looks like, just looking back at it, like this was definitely SA. So if y'all don't remember Shandy, she's from season 2. She was top 2, along with she was top 3, because y'all, when I was watching Cycle 2 in real time, I to this day thought Mercedes should have won. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I get it. Joanna's like that motorcycle helmet. That was unequivocally fashion and one of the best photos in Top Model history. But throughout the competition, I felt that that Mercedes should have won. Oh, I was so mad. That's why, like, I kept watching for season 3 and season 4. I was like, okay, I think did I want Eva to win or Yaya? I think I wanted Yaya to win, but I was fine with either or. Um, and then season 4, I was like, finally, a girl that I was rooting for since the beginning won, and I believe her name was Naima, I think. But yeah, anywho, with Shandy's experience, like they were in Paris and they brought back these guys that they were driving around for the go-sees. And I guess production was capturing it all. I'm pretty sure they provided the liquor. There's a hot tub. You got liquor, hot tub, um, young people, like something's bound to happen. And they just kept the cameras going. And Shandy, she was drunk. I believe the other guy was drunk. And look, I believe it does constitute as essay if there's no consent. Like she had to call the guy to ask, did he wear protection? Because she was out of it. So that was really controversial. They brought it up to Tyra in the documentary, and she was just like, "Oh well, this is just what I was told." I'm like, "Ma'am, I'm pretty sure as executive producer, you have the final say on a lot of things. Like, yeah, you wasn't there. Like, you can like if we were interviewing Andy Cohen, like I'm pretty sure he watches the unedited footage and everything and tells him, "Oh, take this out, take this out." Oh, we like Tyra. Like that was the first like head shake. Like I was just like, damn, you can't even acknowledge that. And it seemed like she barely remembered it. like this was the theme throughout this documentary. Like Tyra was just so disassociated from everything. I'm like, these are actual like people's lives. And unfortunately, like this came out when I was like what 11, I want to say, as I was watching it. And it's just interesting. Like I was just watching these people as characters in a show. I didn't think of it like, oh, they go back home, they have to watch this with everybody. You know, like I never really thought of it like that as a preteen. So yeah, like with Shandy's thing, they said production captured all of it, but because of the whole Janet Jackson thing happening at the Super Bowl, like the FCC was cracking down on things, so they had to cut some of it. So we didn't even see all of it, but we definitely knew that they had sex, and then they kind of spin it as um she got drunk and cheated on her boyfriend. And then we all know, if you watched it, like called her a fucking bitch, a stupid bitch, a whore. She said that when she got back, they tried to make the relationship work, but it didn't. And then there was people on the street or something calling her a hoe or something. Ugh. Like, and it seemed like it, you know, that shit is forever in the zeitgeist. So that's what she's known for. And it looks like she never recovered. Like if someone would have told me that was Shandy, then I would have been like, oh my God. Like she looks nothing like her younger self. At least with Danielle, Ebony, even Joni, like I recognize them, but I did not recognize Shandy. I was just trying to like squint. Is that really her? Oh, I feel bad for her. And then she went right back to Walgreens. Like it just nothing happened. I don't even think she tried to go into modeling. Let me see what y'all saying. Let's see. Joanna's face was everything though. Her pics were gorgeous. Yeah, that's why after the fact, I was just like, okay, I see why she won. But I still wanted Mercedes to win. That was my girl. Oh, I wonder what she's doing today. Tyra never takes accountability for anything. How do you sidestep seeing and knowing that? Thank you, Maya, for the super chat. Producers were nasty for not sending those guys home. Exactly. I feel like at what point, like they would have been like, oh, this is too far. But again, a lot of the excuse was, well, back in the day, like the girls signed this waiver where production and camera crew they were told not to get involved no matter what. I feel like I'm trying to think back in reality television history, like one time when production and camera crew had to step in. I think it was when on Real World Hawaii, when they saw that Ruthie, she was drunk because she definitely had an alcohol problem. She got in the car and started drunk driving. And I think they let her until they pulled her over or something like that. That was wild. Wild TV. Let me know if y'all remember that moment. I used to love the Real World too. But anyway, um, yeah, I just felt so bad for Shandy. I just never saw it that way. And then there's now this discourse online. If you see, um, a lot of people are questioning Shandy's story. Um, like because she interviewed someone else. I believe Oliver Twist or something on YouTube. She did an interview, and it's very different how she's talking about it in 2021 or 22 when she did this interview compared to now. I was watching it, but yeah, like I can't question someone's experience, especially when it comes to that. So I don't know. I don't want to touch that, but I would implore y'all to go watch both interviews to just see what I'm talking about. But I think, with SA, like when you're blackout drunk and you can't consent, that's SA. Or when someone even takes a condom off, look, I don't trust YouTube for me to demonetize the video, but when someone takes a condom off, they'll let you know that is SA too. Anywho, I can't believe Shandy went back to working at Walgreens. Tyra's behind couldn't at least make a phone call or something to get a piece of a job at a fashion magazine somewhere. No, I mean I consider it just like RuPaul. We don't expect RuPaul to help these girls, like many of these girls that come and go on the season. Oh yeah, wasn't she yelling and screaming to get a Hispanic girl on season 1, and she ended up getting Giselle? Yes, I remember Giselle. I forgot to mention her in my notes, but it seemed like she definitely has some trauma too. Ooh, I remember not liking her because I remember on my rewatch of cycle 1, she was really bratty, and then one of the girls with the short hair, she went off on her in her confessional, and she had to watch that back. She also gave her experience of going back home, and it was crickets as far as modeling for her. Oh, let's see. Thank you, Rich the Fish. Tyra met her match in Epi Babe. Epi Babe. Oh my God, not Epi Babe. Naomi Campbell. Yeah, I feel like Naomi was vindicated when it came to Tyra. Like, again, I give at least Naomi props for not being fake and just being her 100% self. Then Tyra, who always tried to paint herself as, this, like, I don't think y'all remember back in the day, like when Tyra, like when Top Model was one of the biggest shows on television, and then she got her talk show. She was trying to be the next Oprah Winfrey. So for her to say, "Oh, well, I couldn't do this," there's no sacred cows. Like she had power back then. Like she had her word. She wasn't just talent. Like this was her baby. This was her show. So it's really hard for me to swallow the notion that, oh well, I didn't have a choice. I didn't do. You have choices, Tyra. You have pull on your show. Like I get it, you going back and forth with the network head, but at the same time, you have influence back then. Okay, so y'all remember the Ruthie story. All right. Let's see. Absolutely to both SA. Tyra didn't care for the girls at all. This show was to make Tyra feel good about herself. Yeah, like I'm trying to remember. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna keep reading what y'all saying. Who is questioning Shandy? She was assaulted. She couldn't consent. Tyra was trash for slut shaming her. Oh yeah, and then also they showed a scene of Tyra going like talking to the girls after the day after, I think 2 days after this whole thing with Shandy happened. And she just so happened to talk about a cheating boyfriend or something like that. And then back then, you would think, oh, that's just a coincidence. But of course, this was producer manipulation. And for Tyra to just go with that, you know? Like, I just really felt like Tyra was just pragmatic back then. She wanted the top show. She was worried about Tyra. Elise, thank you. Elise tore Giselle up in that confessional in Cycle 1. Let's see. She called it cheating on the show and in interviews for 25 years. Now it's SA. I don't like that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a discourse online right now because they picked up Shandy's interview with the YouTuber in 2021, and she said she remembered everything that happened. So her story changed. And I just saw this interview this morning, and I will say it's a different interview and a different vibe as she's talking. But yeah, like, trauma does things to people, and I don't know. I'm going to believe Shandy's word for it. And then back in the day, this was definitely S8, and I think production definitely has blood on their hands for that. Yep, she said we can't let our carnal desires ruin our relationships. Yes, they showed that too. She brought Shandy back on to play that clip for her. So now, let's move on to Danny and Joni. So Danielle, I forgot what cycle she's from. I think cycle 7. She's the winner. And Joni, she was first runner up. I love both of them, but I definitely wanted Danielle to win that season. Let me see. Yeah, cycle 5, I was mad because Nicole won over the black girl that should have won. I think her name was Nick or something. Cycle 6, I think that was Cameron, or it began with a C. And then cycle 7 was Danielle. It was cycle 6? I thought it was cycle 7. Oh, there you go. She can remember and still not have consented. Thank you. Anywho, so yeah, Danielle was talking about her trauma on the show. They both got visits to the dentist. Joni, unfortunately, she got teeth pulled out her snaggletooth. And look, I got my snaggletooth too. I got my canines. It is okay. It's fine. I never got it fixed. It's whatever. The face cards still don't decline. It is okay. But yeah, to know that she had to go right back to doing her photo shoots in pain. I'm pretty sure she needed medication too. I'm not sure if y'all have had teeth pulled before. I've had wisdom tooth surgery, and I could not imagine going to work the day after that. My face was swollen still, like maybe 24 hours. And then, like, oh my God, I remember I was on, like, recovering off of laughing gas too. Oh, that was crazy back then. 7 was Carrie D. Okay, thank you. So it was season 6. Okay, I was wrong. But yeah, also Danielle, she had her gap. And I remember Tyra trying to scold her, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. And then cycles later, she widened someone's gap, which was just crazy. Like Danielle, she was talking in her confessional for the documentary. She still feels some type of way. Like, I feel like she kind of held back. It felt like she was going to say, fuck that bitch in regards to Tyra. And then Danielle also said, because she won, she had a hard time trying to book gigs. And then she had had to stay in an apartment in New York or whatever. And then she said she had an interaction with Tyra saying that Tyra knew that she had a hard road ahead of her and did nothing. Nothing. So yeah, even though there's girls that big up Tyra, like Winnie Harlow, I believe Eva, of course. Eva just got interviewed on Good Morning America, and she's still. I think it was no, actually, the Today Show, NBC. Excuse me, but yeah, she was defending Tyra, but it still doesn't negate all of these other girls' experiences. Yes, maybe 10% have something favorable to say about Top Model, but look, we got to talk about the majority. And the majority of those girls, I just still feel like Tyra did not take ownership. And yes, I get it. Tyra is not the only person, but at least you, as the face of the show, can just be like, I am sorry. Or at least have some type of like, maybe give space to some of these women, like, and talk to them. But I feel like she's just not that person. She's not. Let's see. It's interesting how she wanted Danielle, the black girl, to be perfect by closing the gap, but wanted the white girl to embrace her imperfections by widening it. Sounds like projected trauma. It's just so crazy how Tyra wanted to make a show to, like, because she's been through this, but now let me make a show where let me put the girls through the same trauma I've been through, but make it a little bit worse for y'all's entertainment. And oh my God, the way she blamed the viewers too. Y'all wanted more. Y'all wanted more. Mm-mm-mm. Eva lied, saying she didn't know about the BTS shenanigans. We, the audience, knew. The doc just reaffirmed some of that stuff. Yeah, she said in her interview, I think this was today or yesterday, that she had no idea about any of this. And I'm just like, girl. Let's see. Tyra has always been a nutcase. So yeah, Joni says she still has, like, her teeth still wasn't the same after that. I believe Danielle, she's doing well these days. We then get to Kenya, and she's from season 4. Season 4 was one of the best seasons. Like, again, so much shit happened. The whole Tiffany thing, Naima won, the girl passing out, Rebecca, that was a wild season. Kenya basically got sexually harassed in front of everybody, and they showed, like, she spoke up in that moment that she was uncomfortable. And Nigel Barker and Jay both was just like, you're slowing down the set. Like, there's a way. Like, this, like, even Mr. J, he was just like, there's 50 people here. We're all watching. Like, no. And even in the picture they selected, he's grabbing at her waist, like right by her ass. Like, I could not believe that. That's one of the things where I'm just like, wow, I'm side-eyeing Mr. J as well as Nigel. Again, like, y'all still have blood on y'all's hands too. Like, y'all are not counted out, like, just like Tyra. Y'all are just in the same boat. Let's see. And we indeed did not want more. Viewers dropped dramatically because the show was doing way too much. Exactly. I wish they brought on an orthodontist to explain why that was fucked up. But yeah, I felt really bad for Kenya because it just seemed like she was just on an island by herself. Nobody protected her. Even at the judges' table, like, Tyra was just like, there's a way to do it. Like, I was just like, wow. And again, Tyra was just like, well, that was just the time or something like that. You cannot use that, like, that excuse. Oh, let's see. Don't forget about the All-Star cycle and that lawsuit. I never watched All-Stars. Like, I jumped off the boat after season 10. Like, I just wasn't interested anymore. So then after that, we get to the Tiffany blow up, and we find out that that moment was actually edited, and it was worse. Tyra said more, to the point where lawyers was on set the next day. She was saying that she just saw herself in Tiffany, and some people were saying that um, they were setting up Tiffany to win the entire season, and then this moment happened. So that's why Tyra was so angry. But at the end of the day, um, I'm on Tiffany's side. Like, I get it that Tyra had some emotions that day, but I think it was such a moment back then because we saw the real Tyra Banks in that moment. Like, the mask was off. Like, this was really her. Like, and it was ugly. It was really ugly. And just seeing the back of the cast, like the judges. Did y'all see Boris Kajol? Can we interview Boris Kajol? Oh my God, mm, one of the guys that I love back in the day. I said Boris Kajol could still get it. He is in the older set of gentlemen that can get it. With him, Lenny Kravitz. Anyway, that was something. Let me see. Tyra was tormented as a kid too for having a big forehead like Ashley, and she gave it back. Not saying it's right. Oh my God. Oh my God. She's a Sagittarius? Again. Once again. We were just talking about Jill Zarin. Of course. Tyra is a Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I'm sorry. There's just too many of y'all. Too many of y'all. That explains it all. Wow. Not another Sag. Again, if you know, you know. I went to school with Eva. She's smart but mean, so I'm not surprised that she won't condemn Tyra. I could totally see that because Eva came on as a mean girl. Nikki, Nene, Jill Zarin, Lisa Barlow, Dorinda, Jay-Z. But yeah, so that Tiffany blow up, we then go into like the crazy challenges, like the blackface, which one can never forget. And then we even see that they did it a few cycles later. So this was like 2010s, I believe they did that, and still they didn't correct that. So yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Sagittarius. Both Jays and Nigel, along with Tyra, knew the fashion industry wasn't going to hire contestants, and they continued with more seasons, all for money. Executives knew it was a scam and replaced Tyra. Exactly. Let's see. And Tiffany was from Miami. I know it took everything not to run up on Tyra. Look. So yeah, the blackface, they had the murder shoot where one girl lost her mom, and then she had a gunshot photo shoot where she had to imitate that. There was the 7 deadly sins where they had the eating disorders, they had the gluttony. They just had them doing fear factor shit. Had them walking in 10-inch heels. Like one girl, like probably sprained her ankle. They had the little pendulum swing as they're on the runway. Had them walking on water. It was crazy. And then just back then, I guess again, I looked at this show just as characters in a show, like in a scripted show, but not knowing, back in the day that these were real people's lives. Especially there was one moment, I believe this was cycle 16, where they had all these girls, and then half of them, like they made it. And they asked like, oh, if you see your picture, that means you made it to the house. So they separate the girls, and in actuality, the girls that had the blank paper, they were the ones that were going into the house. So they did a gotcha to 18 girls who thought their lives were going to change. And that's the type of stuff that they did. And they didn't care. Did it? I don't remember. The first time, I don't remember that at all. A&TM weaponized the girls' trauma against them. Exactly. Because I think Kenya, like, they kept trying to call that girl fat. And even with the editing, they had her dressed as an elephant. They had her as gluttony for the Seven Deadly Sins. Janice Dickinson was on that season and was definitely giving Kenya hell. Kenya is gorgeous, gorgeous present day. I'm glad she's doing well. Yeah, I think I was 12 years old during season 4 or 13. I can't remember. So that's how I looked at it. But yeah, so then we hear from Mr. J, he wanted to leave around cycle 9. And this is when his beef with Tyra started, because it was also strange that they were so close, but he couldn't tell her in person. He told her this via email. He said that 3 days went by before she responded to him, and it was just, I'm disappointed. And then after that, people, I guess Tyra's people, production, executive producers came to him and tried to get him to come back for season 10. And then he said that they gave him like a veiled threat that he wouldn't work for, I guess Paramount, CBS, whatever the head network was. So he was scared into it. Now, the timeline, it don't make sense to me, though, because he said he was tired by cycle 9, but I think he did at least 6 or 7 more cycles. Maybe it was out of fear or something like that. But yeah, finally we get to the firing of the main original team, both Jays. Miss J said that she got flowers from Tyra 5 days before she got the axe. And then Nigel Barker, he was trying to wonder what he was going to do next, because this was like a good paycheck. And I'm just like, again, you got people that's in the system knowing what's going on with these girls. It's already like they're 15 cycles in. Like, if it was so bad, how come they didn't leave, But look, they were thrown out and they were seen as disposable, just as those girls. So again, I feel like, I'm sorry that happened to them, and maybe they got a taste of Tyra too. But at the end of the day, like, you were still in that system of, putting trauma on those girls. So yeah, it was definitely a messy firing, according to the documentary. Instead of them coming out with a statement, it was already leaked that they were fired and not coming back. So yeah, it definitely left a bad taste in their mouth. And then Tyra says to this day, they probably think it was my choice. And she said this was higher ups. There's no sacred cows. Sacred cows. That is the phrase that really stood out. There are no sacred cows. She had pull. Or she could have, at least, if they had to go, it could have been more personal. But yeah, Tyra was looking out for herself. Oh, thank you very much. We have 200 people in the chat. I'm glad y'all are interested in Top Model, the documentary on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, please do. It's really good. But yeah, Miss J, definitely present day. She said that she had a stroke a few years ago, or maybe this was recent. I can't remember, but so sad that, she can't walk anymore. And just to be someone that taught people how to walk and she can't walk, that is what got me. And I felt like Miss J still has the charm that they had back in the day. But again, I'm just got to say that both Jays and Nigel, they still got to have some ownership too in this and have some accountability. I would have loved more accountability on Mr. J's part, because he was working directly with the girls. He was the creative director on these shoots. And even though he said that, oh, well, I can't do this, this was something, you still were complicit. I don't like in this documentary, how he kept trying to frame himself as a victim of Tyra, when these girls were victims of both of y'all's. Like, you can't say, like, all this about Tyra when you were still under her this entire time. Let me see. Not somebody trying to drag Lenny Kravitz in the chat. They did treat the black girl so badly. It was hard to watch. My girl Ebony deserves so much better than what Tyra gave. I'm glad Ebony moved past it and went on to succeed in life. So after they got rid of the originals, this is when the show jumped the shark, and they had like a co-ed top model, which I remember back in the day, I was just like, damn, I would apply if they had guys on it. But then, they finally got a co-ed season, which I feel like that didn't work. The British Invasion, they had an All-Stars. And then Tyra got let go for a bit, and they had Rita Ora replace her. Rita fucking Ora. What does she do again? She doesn't sing. She's not a singer. Songwriter? No. I think she was a poor man's Rihanna, in my opinion. But Rita Ora, I think she did she do the rest of the cycles, or did Tyra come back for a bit? For those of you who watched the later cycles. But it definitely top model ended cycle 24. Yeah, Rita Ora definitely came out of nowhere. She married somebody rich, thankfully for her, so she don't have to keep I don't know, I don't know who was getting Rita Ora all these gigs. Let's see. Oh yes, the fake beard. My God, who can forget? The world's first lace front beard. That was just some type of crazy shit. Let me see. Anywho, it ended with cycle 24. And then Tyra is talking about cycle 25 after all this, talking about the trauma that America's Next Top Model did. That's what you have your sights focused on. You don't want to maybe reach out to some of these girls who said they're still traumatized to this day. They're still dealing with ramifications in their lives because of a television show, that their lives and their humiliation became entertainment at her expense. I mean, at their expense. Just wow, let me see. Someone said something I wanted to. I'm surprised she's coming out with the new season of Top Model. I think she said she just wanted to do one. It's not confirmed. I can see up-and-coming influencers going on that show, knowing no future modeling gig will come out of it, but we'll go for social media. Yeah, I think it's really different these days, where the social media people have the influence. Like, they have way more influence than supermodels. I mean, do we still have supermodels this day and age? Because I feel like with Winnie Harlow, she already had a social media following, and then she just blew up after Top Model. And I would categorize her as a supermodel. But I can still see people going on Top Model, even though they watched this documentary. But my thoughts on the documentary, I just really wish that Tyra would have gave a little bit more accountability. I get it that it's not all her fault. It's not on her shoulders, because there's Kim Mock too, but just something, she just came off just very blasé. And it was also something that she didn't even want to answer the question about Mr. J. Oh, well, I'm going to call him. Or nah, I don't want to talk about it. What? And then Mr. J came out on Entertainment, ET or whatever. He's saying that he still hasn't heard from Tyra, and that if he never hears from her again, he'll be fine with it. And he does not miss her friendship. Oof, I just know Tyra is just one of those inauthentic celebrities, really. Rue Crown Sharon, who called Latrice slurs all season. Well, I'm pretty sure an expose on that's coming very soon. Let's see. These days, OnlyFans may help more. Exactly. Okay, yeah. The last current supermodel, Bella Hadid, Gigi Hadid, yeah. A lot of people are turned off and upset with Tyra, so I don't know if the new season will be successful. Well, there'll always be someone thirsty to participate in such foolishness. I mean, look at Zeus. Like people are still watching Zeus purposely, and a lot of people who have so much issue with Top Model, they're still watching Zeus. And yeah, today's people are very fickle. But yeah, there was another part of the documentary that actually got a tear out of me. Miss J talking about how she was in a coma. Was it 5 weeks or 5 months? It was something. She was in a coma, and Tyra sent her a text. A text. Still have not visited her to this day, but I did shed a little tear when they had all the original judges get together. The Jays and Nigel, they took a selfie, and then Miss J started crying. Like that got me because still, Miss J was the heart of the show. Definitely was an icon. Let's see. And all the producers knew about it and covered that up. Oh yeah, with Rue. Let's see. Guilty. Sorry, guys, but they signed up to fight purposely. Exactly. Only new judge on America's Next Top Model that I enjoyed was ALT. Rest in peace. Oh yeah, I forgot he was a judge on Top Model. Totally forgot about that. Wasn't Law Roach a judge too? I can't remember. Remind me. But yeah, after watching this, is Tyra Banks a sociopath? Do y'all think that? Because let's get the definition of sociopath. Sociopath, a significant disregard for others' rights, persistent manipulation, lack of empathy and remorse, impulsivity, aggression, deceitfulness, like pathological lying, and irresponsible behavior, often using charm to exploit others without concern for consequences or societal rules. These individuals often struggle with healthy relationships and fail to learn from punishment. I guess I gotta imitate Miss J. Look, if the shoe fits, like I don't want to believe that for Tyra, but I just feel like she needs a real interview, like someone that's really going to hold her to task, because I still feel like we still didn't get the real Tyra. But yeah, that definition that really don't help her case. It really don't. But yeah, I really wanted more from Tyra, but I don't think she's going to be changing anytime soon, especially like after even seeing all of this. She's thinking about another cycle of America's Next Top Model. Anyway, but yeah, like again, I understand that this was a different time that all this happened because you can't always put like a 2020 lens back on, yesterday. But it was still wrong back then. And there was definitely more that Tyra could have done. There was definitely more that Mr. J could have done, but he was looking out for everyone was looking out for their own self-interests. Like you didn't want to say no to the check. You didn't want your life to be compromised, so you might as well you stayed, so it is what it is. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this to y'all. Definitely a good watch if you have 3 hours to kill. I definitely will be looking at the next one too because I just want to see other people's experiences as well. Let's see. She's the black version of the Asian guy who created the show with her, Ken Mock. Cold and corporate. Mm. I would love seeing Ayanla get a hold of Tyra. Can you imagine? I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I'm missing, y'all? Did I miss any other big things in the documentary? In the documentary before I leave, y'all. I feel like we need to do one for Flavor of Love. That's another show that was just like it was a show of the time, because now a show like that would just be unheard of. Yes, she doesn't even live here. And I'm pretty sure there's a reason to that. Definitely. She took her white baby and left, y'all. To sell melted hot ice cream, whatever that shit is. Damn, there was something else that stood out from this. What else was it? Can't remember. Yeah, don't she have a child? She had a kid. I wonder how the E special is going to compare this to the next Netflix. Well, I feel like the Netflix one is going to be the most what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Ugh, I hate being this person. I'm getting old, y'all. It's the most legitimate one, the most legitimate documentary because we have so many people in high positions that was in on it. And I don't think we're going to get another one like that. Thank you, Dark Child, for the super chat. Chris, will you be reviewing the Price is Right episode and the Dr. Phil episode that will air the week after the Top Model one? Probably not. Maybe if it's a slow week, I'll give my thoughts on it, but most likely not. Or maybe it'd be a Patreon exclusive. You actually can't be very rich and have empathy for people. Most billionaires are sociopaths and even psychopaths if you are comfortable eating while everyone else is starving then. I will say that, like, every billionaire has some type of blood on their hands because you took advantage of people without. Why am I just learning Tyra has a 10-year-old son? Yeah, she been announced that. You can tell Tyra had no clue that documentary was going to villainize her the way it did. I don't know why that tickles me so much. Well, hopefully she can look back and see herself as that. Claudia Jordan from Real Housewives of Atlanta will be on there. Yeah, I remember she used to be a Price is Right girl. I can only imagine. I can't really wait to see that because me and my grandmother, and when I was in single digits, used to watch Price is Right together, as well as Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Yep, you are hoarding resources. Like, there's no reason anyone should be a billionaire. Billionaires should not exist. That's just my thoughts on that. Yeah, Oliver Twist interviewed a lot of them. I was watching a few before I did this recap. Damn, there was something else I was missing, y'all. Watch is gonna come to my mind soon as I end the video. Anywho, what's gonna be coming up? I just want to drop this video, y'all, because I feel like, take up some time. Also, we have, I'm about to say, the Rachel Zoe Project, Beverly Hills, that comes on tonight, as well as Traders. I'll probably do Traders first for y'all tomorrow, and then I'll do Beverly Hills on Saturday. Might do a Pop Roast extra on Sunday on my Patreon. Remember, we only do 2 Pop Roast episodes a month now, so Pop Roast will be next Saturday with me and Alex. But yeah, y'all. This was fun. I'm glad y'all joined me for this recap. I would love to know y'all's thoughts in the comments, and also anything that I missed that stood out to you, please let me know in the comment section below. So with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next recap.